thank you very much. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. And I'll tell you, it's a particular pleasure. The last time I did an event for 50/50 Parliament, it was in the Speaker's House. I think it was International Women's Day. And there were a couple of people I met on that occasion. And one of them was Helen Maguire, who's standing just over here. And at the time, Helen Maguire was the Liberal Democrat candidate for Epsom and Ewell. Today, she's the MP for Epsom and Ewell, which is wonderful. Somebody else that I met on that occasion, and I don't think she's here now, but her name was, she actually introduced herself to me, and I hadn't met her before. Her name was Alex Brewer, and she came up to me and she said, "Hello, I'm the Liberal Democrat PPC for North East Hampshire." I was like, North East Hampshire? North East Hampshire? Good luck with that. I am delighted to say that I've come to you from the chamber where I was sat on the green bench, the front green bench, because we get that one now, and I was sat next to Alex Brewer, MP for North East Hants. And I tell you, it was quite an odd experience being sat in the chamber earlier today. Sat on the front bench, I'm not used to that. All my time in Parliament, we've been sat a couple of benches behind. So sit right at the front. I've realised I'm going to really have to invest in shoes. I have slightly scruffy shoes on and everyone can see them now. So that's a priority. Not to be stereotypically feminine or anything. But yes, I'm needing better shoes. And the other odd thing, though, about being sat on the front bench now is looking at all the new faces in front of me. And it's not just that they're Labour Party members instead of Conservative Party members, which is what I'm used to, but they're so unfamiliar. There are so many new faces in Parliament, and I think it's pretty unprecedented. We have more new members of Parliament than returning members of Parliament, which is odd in lots of different ways. Firstly, obviously, all of these new faces to get used to who are now looking at me from what has now become a Labour bench. But secondly, that makes me something of a veteran. I'm an old hand, and that is
an old girl.
I don't know about old girl. But I'm a senior member of the House of Commons. How about that? So that's it's all going to take a bit of getting used to, but I'm so delighted. I'm so delighted to have so many Liberal Democrat members of Parliament sitting alongside me on the green benches. Obviously, I am also delighted that we have so many more female members of Parliament. We aren't quite at 50/50 in the Lib Dems at the moment. We're at 44-56. But I see you, Francis. We're working towards your goal, and we're doing okay. And it's a function of there being so many more of us, because obviously in the last Parliament we were 15 and we were actually 2/3 women. And I am kind of like, it was great being in a majority female party, not least because when I was first elected, I was the only female MP in my party. So then to come back in 2019 and be a member of a majority female party was amazing. And I'm still kind of like, I think I slightly prefer being a member of a larger party, even if we're not quite a majority female party. I think that just sneaks it, to be honest with you. But the great thing about being a member of a party with more women in it is that women are not afraid to ask questions. And women will speak up and say, I don't understand why we're doing it like that. What is this for? And honestly, and I'm watching all those horses trotting past my office window earlier on, and the state carriage, and the hat doffing, and the checking their dungeons for gunpowder, whatever the heck it is they're doing. Why are we doing this? And I think that's the difference that having women in Parliament can make. Why are we doing this? Does it have to be like that? This doesn't reflect my experience, and this doesn't meet my priorities. And that is what I am calling on all of these newly elected women to do. Just keep asking questions. Keep asking, why are we doing it like that? Because the chances are the reason we're doing it like that is because we always have done. And no one before thought to ask whether we could do it in a different way. And I think that's the most important thing. I just want to speak briefly about my brief as the Treasury and Business spokesperson for the Liberal Democrats. It's a role I really, really love doing, not least because I get to meet so many business people and so many people who are really invested in what will it take to get economic growth going in this country, what are the things we need to do. And I think For me, the most important thing is getting out into our communities and meeting those individuals who are going to make a difference. Yes, in politics, yes, in leadership, but also in business. And what can we do to break down those barriers? We're here today to talk about breaking down the barriers to get women into politics, but breaking down barriers in all areas of life to encourage more participation from people who are not used to being invited to participate. And that is just as important in Parliament as it is for our economy as a whole. Let's get people back, back off our NHS waiting list and back into the workforce. Let's get people to find the funding they need for their business idea. Let's get people to take those steps that they want to take but are feeling held back. And I just think there are so many opportunities, and an opportunity now with a new government in a new parliament to really reach out to all sorts of people right across the country and say, now's your chance, come on, let's do this. What can I do to help you? What will it take? And I think so many more people are ready to take that step in politics, in business, in every aspect. And it's up to us as political leaders to hold out that hand and encourage them forward. So thank you all so much for coming tonight. Wonderful to see so many newly elected. I've just spotted a few. It's taking me time now to remember who all the new Lib Dem MPs are. I've just spotted 3 standing in front of me. I'm so sorry, ladies. Thank you all so much for coming tonight. Wonderful to see you all, and have a great night. Thank you.